You know what? This is going to be a somewhat controversial video, and it's weird that this is coming from me, but hockey fans and hockey media have been doing a real disservice to players in the NHL, and it's coming from the most bizarre places. I'm talking, of course, about the situation I covered the other day, and that is the Mike Babcock bullying, abuse, whatever allegations. In short, for those who missed the video, Mike Babcock, new coach for the Columbus Blue Jackets, has been accused of basically forcing players to go through their phone in front of him. The allegations come from Spittin' Chiclets, the extremely popular hockey podcast. Biz alluding to the fact that the story came to him from players on the team and also others in the NHL, and to say that I've been disappointed by the reaction of people is probably putting it lightly. For one, top-down hockey. The worst take on this Babcock situation is that Biz is some kind of brave, noble whistleblower. He's a podcast host who heard gossip from a friend, not a current Columbus Blue Jacket player, which is incorrect, then made jokes about, I can't say that word on YouTube. He then links to a post where Paul says specifically that he confirmed it with a member of the team, then goes on to say that it was to spread gossip and that there's no evidence that the current Columbus Blue Jacket players had a problem with it. Of course, as time has went on, we've discovered that, in fact, many Columbus Blue Jackets players seem to have had issue with it, and maybe the experience of, say, Johnny Gaudreau is different than, say, Adam Fantilli, for example. And now the NHLPA is taking this very seriously, and major NHL insiders like Elliot Friedman have confirmed that many players took issue and that something has been going on. Yet you still see comments like this. For example, I'm not making this about my virtues. All I'm saying is that the idea that Biz did this out of his virtue is ridiculous. He gossiped to get clicks on his podcast. The idea from all of these, let's be honest, jealous media types that Spittin' Chiclets needs help getting clicks on their podcast is ludicrous. It's far and away the most popular hockey podcast in the world. It's not even close between the second, which is probably 32 Thoughts. He even doubles down on this when he realizes he took an L, reiterating the fact that this was for gossip. Like, have these people played sports? Is the idea that a former NHL player may actually care about his friends in the league that ludicrous? I talked about this other post that really bothered me the other day. This individual saying that the fact that so many people took that podcast with any level of seriousness is concerning. This is how things get covered up in the NHL. People like this who care more about scoring points against an opposing podcast than to actually take what is indirect testimony from players seriously is just awful. And then she doubles down by saying the truth is in the middle and you take neither as gospel off the hop. For me, when I hear complaints about abuse, I take them seriously. I don't care who the mouthpiece is. And yes, Spittin' Chiclets has issues. I don't like that Biz is always making the sandpaper finish joke. It's crass and I just don't like it. However, for one, has hockey not had enough abuse towards players behind closed doors that it's time to start listening? And for two, when you've been proven wrong, have some humility and admit that you acted incorrectly because you have a personal bias against the source. And it's just ironic because a lot of these media types who have had these bad takes, and there are many other than the ones I've talked about, dislike Spittin' Chiclets for what they see as a bad approach to social or equity issues, yet they still fail to realize the realities of things like power dynamics and locker room behavior. They're doing the same type of thing that has allowed abuse to perpetuate across not just the NHL, not just hockey, but sports and society generally. But it's not just the hockey media. You go on Reddit, everyone with a bone to pick is taking the side of the Columbus Blue Jackets and thus being anti-player in reality, if these allegations are true. Boone Jenner releasing a statement also validates this for me. F Spittin' Chiclets. Although they weren't technically wrong, they made it sound purposefully negative. Same with a lot here. They are now doubling down on it. Low-hanging fruit. Pathetic, if you ask me. That was the top comment when I read that thread. Waiting for our hockey to admit they were wrong. They never do. They never fully admitted they were wrong, and they won't admit it now. I'm just so disappointed in people generally. And yeah, I like Spit and Chicklets, the podcast. I do listen to it. I fully understand why some people don't, and I've got no problem with people disliking it. I don't care at all, actually. But people need to fix their behavior, because this isn't good. It's just not. And the true extent of what happened with Babcock is still unknown, but it's clear that many people throughout Babcock's many coaching tenures have been uncomfortable by his behavior and that he is somewhat of a bully. So good on that for being exposed. That's it. Bye-bye.